What's good, crypto? I'm your host, Marvin, here to bring you a daily scoop on everything that's going on in crypto. We come here Monday through Friday to educate ourselves when it comes to investing in crypto. So if that's something you're into, definitely tune in, check in, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and follow the podcast. All that good stuff. We have so much to cover today in terms of what happened over the weekend, what's going on in the news, and why you should continue to stay consistent, why to stay patient with crypto, because there's so much good stuff going on. Let's dive in. And before we start, if you want to follow me on Instagram and at Twitter, I'm at Media by Marvin. I'm a photographer, so if you like that kind of stuff, go and check it out. And I'm always tweeting all the goodness, everything that I really talk about here, you first see on Twitter, and then I come here to explain a little bit more. Let's dive into the crypto fear and greed index. First off, we can see that we are now chilling at 26, a little bit lower than yesterday's 27, whereas last week we were at 50, and then last month at 78 at extreme greed. A lot of people are fearful and unsure with everything going on in the world, and this is a way to shake out the retail investor, you and I. September historically has always been a pretty rough month for Bitcoin and the stock market just in general, and then we saw a cascade of just FUD, just fear, uncertainty, and doubt. A lot of just bad news regarding Bitcoin, with China banning it again. Then we also saw the Evergrande situation in China, and then of course, with the SEC going after Uniswap, Coinbase, it was just a lot. It's crazy because in June and May we saw a huge storm of FUD. July and August there was like almost nothing, and then we got hit with it all over again right before Bitcoin is on the move back up. So right now we're sitting at fear. Good times to accumulate. Bitcoin has been doing something very, very impressive, and we're going to talk about what's going on and why it's so important. Over the weekend, if you know some of Shakeout, I was honestly not in the right state of mind, so I wasn't even checking my portfolio or the market, so I missed out on the shakeout. But it looks like China, or there's a whole new blanket ban on cryptocurrency trading and mining. So if you held like Uniswap, SushiSwap, any of the major dexes, you saw a huge pump up this weekend because a lot of people in China who were unable to make new accounts, buy or trade their cryptocurrency, they probably went over to a decentralized exchange where it's not on a centralized exchange in China where it can't be really found. People are using centralized exchange or decentralized exchanges to be able to continue to make their trades, pull their profits and all that good stuff. But we saw in response to Huobi Global and Binance, two of the largest exchanges globally and popular with Chinese users, stop new registrations of accounts by mainland customers. Huobi, or Huobi, however you pronounce it, also said it would clean up existing ones by the end of the year. On the very day we saw notice, we started to take corrective measures. So again, people are just trying to get out of these exchanges and go into decentralized exchanges. It's really unfortunate to see this happening in China. It's an opportunity for the United States and other countries too to adopt cryptocurrency and just build upon that technology. Taking a look at current prices right now, Bitcoin is right now at 42,868. The global market cap is actually at 1.9 trillion. It's actually kind of up, I think. I'm trying to remember what the market cap has been over the last couple of days. I feel like we were at 1.8 trillion a couple of days ago, or just in the last week. Let's take a look in the last 7 days. Yeah, so we are up a little bit. We were down 1.8 trillion last week, and I think it's just because alts have been doing very, very well. There's been a lot of positivity moving in, decentralized exchanges. Like I mentioned, Uniswap, and a lot of coins have been doing very, very well. Right now, we see coins that are kind of going down a bit. Cardano's at 218, Ethereum's just under $3,000. Solana's actually $140. Polkadot is down a bit at $28. Avalanche barely down at all. So we have a mix of numbers here. Some coins are up. Filecoin is up. VeChain is below 9 cents, so that's a really good opportunity to buy. Right now, there's a lot of good deals in the market. If we look at the top gainers, OKB, Luna's up, Phantom's up, and just a bunch of random coins. But only a handful, honestly. Quant is at $300, so that's awesome. In terms of the losers right now, I mean, almost everybody is down. Like Harmony's down basically 10%, Mina's down 10%, SushiSwap is down, and a lot of these decentralized exchanges, Uniswap again, is down a bit because they had that major pump up yesterday. Cosmos is down 6% if you've been looking to get in. Chainlink is down. It had a lot of great news. It was announced that it partnered up with Cardano, but I'm not too surprised. I mean, Chainlink is the #1 oracle, and everybody partners up with Chainlink. Engine is at $1.29. That's a really good deal if you're looking to get into some Engine coin, but basically everything is down. But should you be concerned? Should you be worried? I say no, because I think the best is yet to come. I want to show you guys this. Dan Crypto Trade shared this similarity between September 2020 and September 2021. We can see right now we are at the end of September, right towards the end. And where we are right now, where Bitcoin has bottomed out and testing previous resistance turned into support at 43,000, bottoming it out. You can see that yesterday and the day before, Bitcoin had a hammer candle right around the $42,800 mark, and we're continuing to hold the line and move forward. And if we look at last year, this is eerily similar, where we had two major shakeouts to drive the retailers out. We recover, we claim a new higher low around 43,000, and we continue to make the ascent. That's what happened in 2020, and it's eerily looking similar with two major dips, and then we hold the support and we start moving forward. So we're gonna see if this plays out in the next couple of days. But in years prior, you can see that there was a major run up where we topped out, where in this case was 52,000, and last year was actually right about over $12,000. We had the cascading liquidation and then the major shakeout with Evergrande this year, and that's what's caused down to two shakeouts. And we can see the similar shakeout happen in 2020, and then after that we see some choppy price action left and right for the next couple of days, and then we see a major recovery heading into October. This could be very well playing out, and you know, history doesn't repeat itself, but it surely does rhyme. And I think that, you know, was September of last year, there was a major rally. What could we see that would make a major rally this year? So, crazy enough, everyone's starting to talk about a Bitcoin ETF getting the nod in the United States in the next month, which would inject trillions of dollars into cryptocurrency. Bloomberg intelligence commodity strategist Mike McGlone, and this was taken from Cointelegraph, believes it's only a matter of time before the United States Securities and Exchange Commission, the SEC, approves the country's first Bitcoin ETF. In an interview with Stransberry investor host Daniela Cambone on Tuesday, McGlone asserted that Canada extended the competitive lead over the U.S. after approving Bitcoin's ETF. From 3iQ and CoinShares in April, he emphasized that the capital's flow in the United States to Canada's institutional crypto, such as Kathy Wood's ARK Invest, she buys a lot of Canada's ETF, believes that lawmakers in the US don't want to miss out for much longer. So the Bitcoin ETF could be announced in the next month or 2 months. And if we scroll down a little bit, our very own Lark Davis shares that McGlone's price targets, observing that in previous bull markets in 2013-2017, the latter quarter saw huge price rallies. Bitcoin's still going to 100K this year. Q4 2013, Q4 2017 both saw 300% rallies. What would make Bitcoin do that again? A Bitcoin ETF getting approved in the USA. The SEC hasn't approved one yet, a crypto ETF. And the number of applications it has received from prospective issuers continue to mount. We've seen the Valkyrie, I think the ARK Invest, Galactic. There's a bunch. There's more and more going in. Earlier this month, multinational financial services firm Fidelity Investments lobbied that the SEC to approve one, arguing Bitcoin markets have already reached maturity under regulators' own standards. We were supposed to get word in August, but it was delayed again to this November. So will we see by the end of October whether or not we're getting a Bitcoin ETF? It could very well be so. And Pentoshi, if you don't follow him, he's hilarious, but he puts a lot of really good content for free on Twitter. Time traveling just hits different, but the big show is in 2022. Bitcoin breaks 64,000, we get to 180,000 and beyond. First US ETF approved in November 2021, not before and not after. Then the real adoption happens. So the delay in August was pushed out 3 months, which happens to be in November. I think that we're either going to get word by the end of October or beginning of November. I think what we could see in October is Bitcoin start to recover from the 40,000s. We start to move up to the 50s. We break 53. And I wouldn't be surprised by the end of October, we are over 53,000, approaching 60, or we're getting closer to the all-time high. I would say by the end of this month, we're probably in the middle to high 50,000s. We'll recover by the end of October, and we'll be positioning ourselves for the Bitcoin ETF. Now, if we don't get an ETF in October and it happens in November, if we are at 60,000 already before the ETF, if we get news of the ETF in November, I say 6-figure Bitcoin happens in just a mere couple of days. I think we're going to see a huge rally and the news is just going to go crazy and we see insane FOMO. Ben Armstrong on Twitter, the approval of crypto ETFs put pressure on the SEC to approve the Fidelity Bitcoin ETF, which we just mentioned just seconds ago. Code for we want to make money from it now. The SEC wants this in. They need it to happen. The SEC is fighting it, but businesses are trying to make money. They want to take money. Yes, Grayscale may have their first, but overall it seems like November's deadline is something to keep an eye out for. So something bigger is happening in play from the market structure that I showed you guys earlier and I just mentioned over the podcast, where we see the two major shakeouts, recovery, and we move up. And this is eerily aligning to what we saw last year and prepping us for the Bitcoin ETF. So if you're holding, if you held through the summer, don't lose focus. Things are just about to get better for Bitcoin. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. We'll be back tomorrow to see what the market happens. I think for the rest of the week, we can just expect choppy price action, but I think we're in for a really, really big surprise in the next month. Everybody's talking about October, November, December being the big months. October is this Friday. Hold on tight. We'll see how the month closes. Right now, I just want to go back to the charts for a quick second. Bitcoin's at 42,960 from the 42,800 that we started off at this episode. Right now, we can see that we have the hammer candle and Bitcoin is holding the line at 42,000. We're creating higher lows and we're retesting and using the high of July of 42,000, turn that into support. Resistance turned into support for this next leg up. So we will see how this month plays out. Let's put on the monthly. And we still have a couple of days, but I think we're going to start to see some price action favored towards the bulls. We'll probably see some recovery later this week, and we'll see how we end up. Right now, we're closing around 43,000. We're just trading this sideways price action, not a lot going on. But we do see Bitcoin holding the line, wicking down to the 40,000, but really closing over the $42,000 region using previous resistance as support. So I think we're starting to see some really good stuff happen. I'll be back with you guys tomorrow. Sorry for the late episode, but hey, I promise new videos every day. See you guys tomorrow. Peace.